At first glance, this appears to be a routine traffic case, but within moments, the judge discovers something that immediately grabs his attention. Standing before the court is a 19-year-old defendant whose driving record is far longer than most people would expect at that age. What starts with a compliment about his appearance quickly turns into a serious discussion about repeated traffic violations, license suspensions, and missed court obligations. The judge's reaction says it all. He's surprised by just how much history is attached to such a young driver. The big question now is whether this is simply a young man making repeated mistakes or whether there's more to the story than what's showing up on paper. Keep watching because this hearing is about to reveal details that could completely change how this case is viewed.
Good morning, sir. Are you Jonathan Lopez Estrada?
Yes, Your Honor.
You win the prize for best dress today. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
26920OT. You got a ticket for driving suspended. Let's take a look at it. I'm not moving very fast. So pick up the pace. We'll be here till dark. You got a ticket at noon. Chicago and Vinewood and Sturgis. I'm not sure why they set this for a Tuesday. They allege that you were driving suspended and they gave you a speeding ticket. I don't know what happened on the speeding ticket. Let's take a look at your driving record. You didn't show up on May 27th, so we did a show cause rather than a bench warrant. I'm glad you're here. I want to arrest you for this. How old are you, sir? How old are you?
I'm 19, Your Honor.
You got an awful lot of baggage on your license for somebody that's 19.
I wasn't very well in my younger years.
Well, we've all done dumb stuff when we're young, but you started out with a bang. Mostly just traffic stuff. Like the last girl, you violated your permit in 24. You got some speeding. Wow, about 5 speeding tickets. Then you got a driving suspended in Coldwater in 25. And you got another one in Coldwater in 2025. One was a failed display of valid license in May, and then in June, they charged with driving suspended. So you're just flat out suspended. And I don't know what happened to the speeding ticket. Did you pay the speeding ticket?
I did online, Your Honor.
Okay.
This is the moment where the case becomes much more serious. After reviewing the defendant's record, the judge has identified multiple speeding violations, permit-related issues, and previous suspended license incidents. From the court's perspective, a pattern of repeated driving offenses can carry far more weight than a single mistake. That's why the judge is taking extra time to examine the defendant's history before moving forward. However, it's important to remember that every case has two sides. While the record raises concerns, The court still has to hear the defendant's explanation and determine whether there are circumstances that may have contributed to the situation. As you're about to hear, the defendant claims there may be an issue involving paperwork and the status of his license. Could this be a misunderstanding, or is there more to the story? Let us know what you think.
Well, let me tell you what the charge is. You're charged with driving suspended. It's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Carries 2 points on your driving record, and it requires that your license be suspended. It already is suspended, but this will further suspend it. Do you understand the charge?
I do, Your Honor. If I may.
Say that again?
If I may.
Yes, sir.
The Secretary of State told me that on February 14th of this year, I was able to pay off my dues and get my license back. When I showed up on February 14th to pay those dues, they told me that my license suspension was extended to February 14th of 2029. I have tried to contact the Secretary of State multiple times to try to see what happened, and all they can say is that I am missing a piece of paperwork from, it's like a medical document, and I don't know what it is. I do recognize that in 25, before I left for my military training, I was told that I was going to receive a piece of paper that needed filled out by me and my doctor to make sure that I could drive, because I used to be prone to slight dizziness with my vision and little medical things that could be easily sorted out, which I no longer suffer from. But they seem to have at least sent me the paper, but I have not received it because I was gone for such a long period of time. I do not.
So are you in the military now?
I am, Your Honor.
What branch of the service are you in?
Army National Guard, Your Honor.
All right, the Sturgis City Attorney is here in the building. How'd you get here?
I stayed at a friend's night overnight, and I was driven by my dad there last night. And then I walked here, Your Honor.
All right, have a seat. When we get Mr. George back, maybe we'll see if we can have.
What makes this hearing interesting is how quickly it evolved from a straightforward suspended license charge into a discussion about administrative records, medical documentation, and military service. While the defendant's driving history remains a concern, his explanation raises questions about whether he fully understood the status of his license and whether missing paperwork may have played a role in extending his suspension. Rather than rushing to judgment, the court chooses to gather more information before making any final decisions. Cases like this serve as a reminder that even minor traffic-related issues can become serious legal matters when license suspensions are involved. The outcome often depends not only on the violations themselves, but also on the facts surrounding them. If you found this courtroom moment interesting, make sure to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more courtroom breakdowns and real-life legal stories.